ARTI-Culture, we like to say that we provide fun, affordable, creative events, all for a great cause. We are a community-based art studio out of Hollister, California. We practice what's a lean business model, so we started off really small, we just learned along the way. We've been in business for a year and a half, and in our first year, we grossed over $81,000 in general revenue. We're seeking the grand prize for the Main Street division of $10,000 today. With that money, we'd like to legally protect our business. We'd like to plan and organize, and we want to expand to a different market. We're projecting at a very minimum that we're going to double what we made the first year, so we're looking at 160. Before I tell you about who we are and what we do, I'd like to talk about our background just a little bit. Here is a picture of Joel when he was younger, and I love this picture because it just shows how animated and creative and happy he was. This is his dad and his brother Eric. Joel and I both grew up on the east side of San Jose. Even though we came from very loving homes, our parents didn't have any formal education. They worked really hard to provide for us. My mom worked really hard to take care of her 4 boys as a single parent, and Joel's parents also were in the working class. Me and Joel both feel like we lacked very little access to positive forms of self-expression. Joel's mom likes to tell the story how he would get Sharpies and write all over the walls. And I grew up at the local community center. My mom worked like 3 jobs, so I hung out at the community center all day and every day. It was 2 houses away from where we lived. And for free, I would just sit there, create, and play with other children. Fast forward to 2014, my partner Joel and I partnered with the city of Hollister to paint these utility box murals. We did this as our senior projects in order to get degrees in higher education. So here's 2 of the boxes that we did in Hollister. And it was a combination of this project and our upbringing that inspired Joel to start ARTI-Culture. We feel like the problem is that children do not have access, and it's very vital for them to have access to positive forms of self-expression. Today we see a lot of this, right? A lot of technology. We live in this fast-paced, instant gratifying, concrete jungle is what I would like to say. And there's not so much of this anymore. We see that there's cutting funding from art programs at school. And we feel like art is highly devalued in today's capitalistic society. We want to see just a little bit less of this. We know that you need this, but we want to find a balance and a lot more of this. I apologize for the slideshow. It wasn't like this when we first did it. Lots of benefits of creating art for everyone, guys. You can see and read through the benefits here, but this is my very, very favorite one here. We feel like art, and it's known that art increases empathy, tolerance, and love. And how cool is that? Like, we need way more of that in our world, right? Here's the picture that I absolutely love. This is Stephanie. She's one of our favorite customers. And if you can see the picture clearly, she's just holding her picture that she just painted with us, and she's grinning so very, very happy. And I love that picture. I think it goes really good with this slide. This is what ARTI-Culture strives to do. This is ARTI-Culture's main mission right here, guys. ARTI-Culture strives to make art affordable and accessible for everyone to enjoy. How do we do that? Yes, we have an art studio, but most of our revenue is generated from becoming a pop-up business. We partner with local businesses. So we go into them, and then say we go to breweries. On a Monday night, we can have over 80 people. Since we have a little studio, it benefits us to partner with them on one of their slow nights. We can pack the place, bringing them business and all these people together to create with one another. Another one of our main streams of revenue is doing private parties. We go to your house. We can bring the latest and greatest creative art craze directly to your home, your favorite restaurant, or you can book our studio. Our prices never change. We have no minimum requirement for attendees, and then there's no deposits required to book a party. Here's another picture that's a little blurry. I'm sorry, guys, but we're at a local coffee shop here painting with some mothers and children and fathers. What we're really, really known for, too, is that at our art studio, we have children's art classes and a pretty unique method of delivering that service. We have what's called an honor sale for our payment system. So Joel picked up a grandfather clock over here at a yard sale, and we made that our cash register. Each class before our children's studio, we essentially take our register, put it into the hallway, and we let parents access that. So they make change, they put money, and if they buy our membership, we just want them to come and be able to create without any kind of barriers of accessing that. So they keep track of everything right through our honor sale. Also, even before we've done this, but we do free lunch and free art all summer long. We have partnered with probation department. We have painted free murals at the foster homes and orphanages. So this is something that was just real near and dear to our heart from the beginning, and we really, really felt it was important to put it into our business model. Is it a sustainable business model? Well, in short, I would say yes, right? Because we've been in business a year and a half. People feel good about coming to create with us and with one another. They take pictures, they blast it all over social media, and of course they tell everybody they know, word of mouth, of what a great time they had. Popping up allows, this is crucial for us to keep our overhead very, very low and maximize our profit. We are a business, right? So we want to keep that in mind. We've got contract employees, about 6 contract employees. So we're booking parties all the time, and then they just kind of rotate through them, and they only work if there's a demand for them to do so. Last, because we have what's a community-based model, local businesses and our local community absolutely love supporting ARTI-Culture. We have what is called a dual advantage of the market, or at least I think that we do. When you support ARTI-Culture, guys, think about this for 1 minute. You are supporting free children's art classes. It's a pretty powerful statement, right? And it's a true one at that. Since we have a dual advantage in the market, we can, and we're in direct sales, we're not a franchise, we can afford to keep our costs a little bit lower than average, or than our competition, and still get a pretty decent amount of profit. Since we give back in so many different ways, you can go to a competitor and pretty much do the same thing, but we have a higher perceived value because of our business model. Go-to-market strategy, guys, we would love to replicate our model, like right here in Salinas, where we think that there's a need for this. Same exactly what we're doing. We just want to replicate in probably a little bit more bigger market. Strong partners with large venues, small art studio, low overhead. Everything's going to remain the same. Cost of supplies, profit, the prices, everything's going to remain the same. Only thing is we're going to be in a different market. We're going to have more parties. More parties means more revenue. Contractors are really, really well loyal and trained, and they're ready to keep Hollister going and come train new people if need be. Competition, everybody has competition, right? But not everybody practices the unconventional business model that we have. We're community-based. Some people say it's slow money, but if you go into a business, find out what their needs are, a community, and find out what their needs are, and a business, you don't just gain strong supporters, you gain fans, and I really, really feel like we've done that in Hollister. We talked about what a dual market advantage is already. We're all-inclusive. We like to promote an inclusive, safe, warm, welcoming environment, guys. And we don't just do one art medium. We can do, since we're a pop-up, like the latest and greatest thing that's trending on Pinterest, we can bring it to you as long as it's within our budget. Team, like I said, Joel is the owner and operator, and he's got a bachelor's in visual public arts from CSUMB. He's also a DSP, which means he works with developmentally disabled children and adults for about 5 years now. I am not paid, but I'm his real-life partner and one of his strongest supporters. And I've got a master's in public administration. And in 2016, I won a California Peace Award from the State Assembly Office for all the community work that I've done in Hollister. Just last month, our team was recognized, and we got the 2018 Blue Ribbon Award. Here's some more of our employees here with the mayor. There's our kids. It was really, really such a huge honor for us, guys. This is something that's near and dear to our heart, and just proves that what we're doing is working, and we're really, really proud and to be all recognized in that way. Here's our financials. So this is exactly what we met last year, what we got. And at a very minimum, we're hoping to double that. And I would say that we are right on the right path for doing that, if not more. An investment in ARTI-Culture is an investment in our children, our future, and your local economy. An investment in ARTI-Culture is an investment in children like myself and Joel, who grew up to find creative, innovative methods of making art accessible for everyone. Thank you so much. Here's our contact information. We'll be here at the Expo too, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you. Hi.
How come you're not a nonprofit and relying on grants to revenue?
I'll be honest with you, we feel like nonprofits can slow the creative process. All the bureaucracy sometimes slows down the creative process. If we want to go out and do something, we feel like we can just go out and do that ourselves. And we have faith in the model that we have, that if people are on this end, you can just take care of this one, and there's not so much of the, I would say, yeah, it takes a little while to get a grant and everything. So we're just like, hey, let's do this tomorrow. Let's go feed kids. Let's go do this and that. And we can totally do that like right away, so.
How many spots do you want to be in 5 years? Are you trying to just be like in a couple? Like, what are your like
actual goals would be, we'd love to come here to Salinas. We'd love to go back to Eastside San Jose. We'd love to see long-term ARTI-Culture San Francisco, ARTI-Culture Los Angeles, ARTI-Culture New York. I think it's a sustainable model, and we would love to see it go far.
Talk a little more about your revenue model.
Sure.
How does that work?
So it's $25 to attend one of our parties generally. We have our parties from 6 to 9, so they're patronizing the restaurant from 6 to 7, and we're crafting from 7 to 9. Our supplies are $5, and then we profit $20 a person, typically.
And then how much do you pay the contractor?
25% of the total sales if they're leading the party. We also sell show the baskets, these baskets at these big parties. Over half of that money goes back into the children's art classes, and then the contractor will make 49% of that if they're assisting at one of the big parties.
I was just saying, it seems to me that one of the big advantages that you have and really capitalize on is the people that go to the parties and talk about how great it was. I would encourage you to think about using them to be the marketing spokespeople to say how important this process was for them.
Okay, great point.
Is it hard to scale the contractor, like going into a new space? I'm guessing it is like, you gotta have like people that you really trust and that you know well, who are gonna like.
Yeah, so I was a stay-at-home father, and the people that are working with us now are all our friends that were in the Moms Club with us. We used to run a co-op preschool together, so we have established relationships with them, and we trust them, and they're all really, really good at what they do.
Yeah, and I imagine that's totally true. So that's why I'm wondering, like, if you're going in a new market where you don't know people, they're not like part of like your like close-knit family.
Yeah.
How hard that's gonna be to get those kind of people to like have the
These-
buy-in and
I would say our friends are ready to hit the ground running, and we will just plant them. Boom, Tanya's gonna run Salinas, while Joel's over here starting San Jose, if it were to come to that, or when we come to that. But
don't they need to be locally run with programs in Hollister?
so that's the thing, is that, well, we've got a team going there now, and we've got probably enough to go on to at least one other city. So that's where we're at right now. But we need to spend time establishing relationships in those communities as well. So that's going to take some time. That's why they say it's slow money when you're doing a community-based business model.
Yeah.
So you talked about going into restaurants,
Yeah.
but you also talked about the benefits of this for children.
Yes.
So what's the connection between the adults and the children in your models?
Well, in a sense that they come to the studio and they get to create. A major part of our population that we serve are moms that want to get out for the night. So we're servicing the children on this end. They'll come the next day with their kids for free art classes if need be, and then they're out here supporting and spending money.
It's the same program for all?
Yes, and we do a number of different things, like we do ceramics on Sundays, we do private commission work, a number of different ways of generating revenue through our business. It's not just the parties, but that's our biggest revenue generator. Yes.
Have you partnered in schools?
Yes, we were at schools yesterday. We'll do 1 hour of an art lesson for $75. So that's one thing we do, and we're there weekly at a number of different schools. And we do paint parties at schools.
Do you get a lot of donations?
When we need them, we'll put up like an Amazon list or something. Like summer's coming, we do the free art, we'll put up an Amazon list, and then they'll give us stuff. But as far as monetary money, yes. And we partner with lots of big companies that help us with advertising, buy our supplies, and whatnot. Very, very, very supportive. Very, very lucrative, I would say, in the year that we've been going.
Of the $60,000 you did in revenue, 60 or 80, I forget, how much of that is like goes in your pocket?
We're not in debt. We've never taken out a loan.
Is that all spent though, like the 60,000 in revenue?
The first year, and it's our first year in business, he made $14,000 at the end of the year.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.